The way we do our tacos are quite a bit different than most of the barbecue joints, that's for sure. We've got a cochinita pibil, a smoked suadero. I don't have my carnita sign up there. We do the barbecue birria, which is probably the most popular one we do. But probably the coolest thing about this whole room really is the fact that there is, with all the ventilation, there's 60 tons of return air being pumped back into here, and it's conditioned return air. So we got a pit room that stays at about 75 degrees, which aside from being really cool and keeping us comfortable, it's really nice to cook in a controlled environment. And we roll out a lot of different specials all the time. We got a burger on there right now. We just did the taco tlaquepaque yesterday, which was one of Texas Monthly's 50 best tacos in the state. How y'all doing? I'm Trey Sánchez. Welcome to Vaqueros Texas Bar-B-Q. Come on in, I'll give you a little tour. Quick little tour before we get the people in here. Continue this way. All right, one cool thing here just came down yesterday. We just got named as one of the 50 best restaurants in Dallas by D Magazine. We fell at number 17, which is pretty cool. We've got the block right here. Gabe, say hi to everybody.
Howdy. How's it going? Howdy.
Got a nice block built by Caleb over at White Oaks Woodworking. That thing's a monster. All right. Got all of our cold beers here for you. Right now we just started doing $5 beers, $5 margaritas. Anything you want to show them? Got some Texas Trail beans, a 3 cheese mac. We hadn't fried those cowboy potatoes just yet. All right, now that we're in line, we take a look at this menu. We just kind of scribbled up there here. We're redoing some of the menu boards and tweaking a few little things, but we still got all of the classics and some of the different things that we typically do. A couple of the unique ones. The way we do our tacos are quite a bit different than most of the barbecue joints, that's for sure. We've got a cochinita pibil, a smoked suadero. I don't have my carnita sign up there. We do the barbecue birria, which is probably the most popular one we do. We got all the classics, the brisket, the ribs, the sausage. We do 2 types. The turkey, which was, call it mom's turkey, that was our favorite. Got all of our platters here. Some of our specialty things from the loaded potatoes that we used to do back at my dad's joint in the 80s and 90s. We do a pretty mean brisket nacho. The elotes are like none other. And then we roll out a lot of different specials all the time. We got a burger on there right now. We just did the taco tlaquepaque yesterday, which was one of Texas Monthly's 50 best tacos in the state. That one's definitely a good one. We do that one usually the first week of the month. Got frozen palomas, frozen margaritas. And then over here, we've recently been asked to start doing a little bit of wine. So we kind of got this one. It's a pretty unique one. I'm actually filming a little video and commercial for this one with the folks at Llano later today. All right, so once you go through the line, you get your food, get all taken care of. You can eat either in here. Nice little air-conditioned space, or you can come out to the breezeway. Currently, the breezeway is considered an outdoor space. You know, dogs are allowed. We're looking at going ahead to sealing this off and conditioning the space too, putting a little AC in here. But this space really, it was designed and built for parties. We can do groups. We've done groups of about 150 in this space. Easily sits 100. But there's a lot of little details in here. This is where we kind of had fun with the build out and kind of was able to go back to those production catering roots and tie in some of my art background and just kind of have fun with decorating this spot, theming it out. From paintings like this done by different friends in the tattoo industry, some photos from the past. Yeah, me and me and Dad there. That's how we used to do our catering back in the day when we were doing the full production. We'd show up dressed like gunfighters and do 1880s Wild West shows and bringing out all the props, the decor, and then the food. So it was one crew doing everything. The show, the food, every bit of it. So everything in here, there's a lot of little nuggets in this space of just kind of the history and the background and just stuff that's kind of uniquely us. My background, my history is I think I was 19, 20 in this picture. That was for a Wolf Brand chili commercial. I wish I still had those moccasins. Those were pretty cool. I remember my dad had those custom made. So we're going to stage here. Got our troubadour guitars hanging out, our chorale sections that we do. This is one of the few pictures in here that has a lot of meaning behind it. The very dear family friend, Jerry Max Lane over there. This was there's a long story behind this photo. I won't get into the whole thing, but if you come in, I'll tell it to you. But that's Willie Nelson right there next to him. It was a pretty wild night from what I hear. Okay, just coming back to the back area. When it's really nice outside, it's called the breezeway. This door will open up, the front's open. There's got a really nice breeze coming through here those few months out of the year when Texas has nice weather. Right now it's a little warm, so we got it closed. But it does get pretty nice in here when everything's open and there's a little bit of breeze blowing through it. I mentioned kind of an art background. We've got a little bit of artwork in here. This particular sculpture was kind of a cool thing. I was able to pull out of a restaurant that is no longer. One of the things that we inherited and I was able to use. We've got more stuff. A couple of other pictures. This first one here, that's my dad's old restaurant when we opened up in '89, and that's two of the guys that opened up with us. The one on the left is, my brother Don Glasgow, who's no longer with us, but without his influence, I certainly wouldn't be here. So he's well represented in this space too. Got my son over there, and then this little mural over here that my very good friend Enrique Castillo painted for us. He's the guy who designed all of my logos and everything. My tattoo artist, a really good dude. He did this for us. And there's a little bit going on in this one. Mentioned the gunfights and all the stuff that we used to do back in the day. So that's my dad there, and that's the old restaurant that we ran from '89 to '99 in East Dallas. A little bit of interesting thing with that one. You see the little logo in the middle. My friend Misty Norris was also in that building. She had the first iteration of Petra and the Beast over there, so I did a little nod to her. And then we got Don here in the middle. And then, got this up here to save a little money on pest control, right? We want to pay attention to this one here. Got my three boys in here. The trailer that we were in prior to here, we shut that down in December 29th. This was our last day of service in that trailer. Got two heroes and one painting here. This one I had fun with. I just wanted to put this up. It's Emiliano Zapata with Frank Zappa's face. That's my Zapata. My dad and my brother's here. So there's a lot of little things just everywhere. There's anything that's hanging up in here has some kind of meaning behind it. Got our pickup window if you do some orders. We recently started doing online ordering and a third-party delivery actually. So we can come pick up here. If you got a big order, don't want to wait in a line, you can come and order it right here at this one. And of course we got our mascot, our steer here, that did a little contest to name him, and they came up with that name of Alan. But anyway, that's just a quick little tour of the space. But the one thing that really sets this entire space off that's different from any other barbecue joint you're ever going to see is right in here. You see there, that's what I was talking about earlier, the smoke lab. You'll see why. Most unique pit room and barbecue. There's not too many of them you step into that stay at 75 degrees, first off. But there's a lot that we had to do. There's a lot that went into this room, and we never really set out to do the pit room like we did it. It was kind of, it just turned into that. You know, we were gonna be outside like normal people, and that became, for a variety of reasons, it became that it got to the point where it was no longer an option, and it was presented that we could do this thing inside, but then in came fire, and there was a lot of hoops we had to jump through to do this. To start off, this is a 2-hour fire-rated room. The windows on this backside are 400 pounds each window. They're very thick. You see a ton of ventilation in here. Everything's going up and out through smoke scrubbers, so the smoke doesn't bother people in the condos across the street. But probably the coolest thing about this whole room really is the fact that there is, with all the ventilation, there's 60 tons of return air being pumped back into here, and it's conditioned return air, so we got a pit room that stays at about 75 degrees, which, aside from being really cool and keeping us comfortable, it's really nice to cook in a controlled environment. So we're not really having to adjust fires for the wind or the heat or humidity or it's too cold. I mean, it's consistent year round, which is pretty nice.
How does the conditioned room affect the actual fires?
I mean, it's just that. It makes it easier because there's really no adjustments for the elements. And that's probably the biggest benefit of it. The one thing that honestly I was a little bit concerned about, if you look up here, you see it, the stacks are going right into these vents. So this is there's fans at the top of these ducts that's helping to draw that smoke up and out and through the smoke scrubbers. And I was a little concerned that was going to really affect the draw of the pits, and there would be a little bit of an adjustment period with the fireboxes and just in general with the draw, but it didn't affect it at all. It's nice and consistent and smooth, and it's pretty easy. So these two offsets here, these 1,000-gallon offsets, were built by Ryan Newland over at Backline Fabrication. And if you know Ryan, one, you know he's a real smart ass. But he's also a real badass. The guy builds an amazing pit, and the attention to detail that Ryan puts in his stuff is unlike any other. He's got a Hollywood background, special effects background. He does some really, really cool stuff, and the artistry in his work really shows, and you don't see that too often in pit builders. There's some beautiful pits and some great pits out there, but I think Ryan's pits are a little bit next level. They're more one-off custom stuff. Got the Aztec God of Fire down there on the base, lit up with LEDs, which is wild. So these two are great. We like to do all our briskets in there. We'll cold smoke our sausage on there. I really like to cook the briskets to the point of wrap on these offsets. We'll wrap them and then we put them on this M&M over here. And talking about how beautiful these things are, this M&M pit is great. You see a lot of these here now, and there's a reason why you're seeing a lot of them. It's a great pit. It makes our life a lot easier. Very well insulated. You get great flavor on the meats. I mean, it's not like I remember rotisseries being. This is a next level rotisserie for sure, and we love it. It's a great addition to this pit room, and it looks cool too. Mike and Matt did a great job on this thing. But yeah, we use all three of these pits, and use them well. They're fun. We're a little bit spoiled in this pit room. I kind of miss having my Bewley though. I wish I had enough space in here for my Bewley. We'll get a Bewley in here, another one of these. I grew up cooking on those, and while they may be a little bit more work and take a little more skill, I think with the manual rotation and everything and things like this, making it a little easier not to have to do that, I do miss that Bewley, and we'll get another one of these days. All right, y'all. Well, hey, I appreciate y'all coming on the little tour with us of our little space here in Allen at Waters Creek. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to where you'll come back over here and actually spend some time with us and hang out a little bit. We are in Allen, Texas. just a few miles north of Dallas in Waters Creek Village. So I grew up in this barbecue business, started doing stuff with my dad back in the day. This is back in the late 80s and all the way through the 90s and the 2000s. And he's right over there at the door greeting everyone that walks in. Even though he's still around, he's around here every day.